TaeHoon, what do you intend to get out of this? MiYoung finally decided to break up with SeokCheol at the end of the last episode. She stood her ground when TaeHoon stalked, harassed, and encroached on her privacy. She didn't even move when he tried to rouse sympathy in her by telling her his sister's story. However, when she found out that SeokCheol had been hurt by him, she started to waver. Remembering what SeokCheol had said about doing the same thing he did to her bullies in high school, to anyone who bullies her, also propelled her to end it. SeokCheol tries to understand the reason behind her decision, but she lies that it's all about her mother. Understanding the situation, he encourages her to be strong, and asks her not to miss her meals. However, things turn for the worse, as her mother is rushed into the theater for an emergency surgery that same night. She ends up not making it out alive. Meanwhile, the annoying Kyung is finally home. They say it'll always be your own child, as her son aired her business in class. Well deserved. What's more, Seok-hee and Ki-hong's relationship is back on shaky ground. Ki-hong seems more inclined to his desires and future. He made Seok-hee wait for their future, by telling her that he'd marry her, after he came back from studying abroad. Seok-hee started planning her future, with him in mind. If he were moving, she might as well further her training abroad with him. However, he pulls the plug without care, when he learns he'd be appointed an associate professor, completely disregarding her input. It's always being all about him. Now he's stuck with a dilemma, as he has to choose between her and an easy career ride. Meanwhile, Seok-hee has decided to give up on her dream of emigrating, for the sake of her family, and possibly due to a lack of encouragement from her fiancé. I wonder how they will turn out in the end. Meanwhile, Sang-yeol, after overhearing his boss's conversation with SeokCheol, Sang-yeol hastens his boss's demise. This makes him the new boss. It seems TaeHoon's rat will be found out in the next episode. What's more, SeokCheol figures out that TaeHoon was behind their breakup, and meets with him. He asks him if he'd kill him over a woman. No wonder nobody wants TaeHoon. I mean, he shared a meal and a drink with SeokCheol, and still went ahead to send the white truck of doom on him. He totally disregarded their history just because of a woman. He warns SeokCheol that he'd get hurt this time. Meanwhile, with her mother deceased, MiYoung decides to run away with SeokCheol. However, Sang-yeol, who's now the head of the gang, has his gun out for SeokCheol, as he intends to exercise his dominance. SeokCheol makes his way to the bus station, with the goons on his heels. He meets up with MiYoung, but as he was about to embark, he's confronted by someone he knew. He hesitated for some seconds, which allowed his attacker to stab him. Mayhem ensues, and MiYoung is completely devastated by the turn of events. She's bound to blame herself for this. The look on SeokCheol's face says he knows who the attacker is. Hopefully, it's not the kid he's trying to save. Which character do you dislike most in the drama? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this content, please like, share, subscribe, and turn on your notification bell for all things wonderfully K-drama. Thanks for watching, bye.